Hi, I'm John. Welcome to my messy garage. In this video, I'm building outdoor planters. They make a great springtime weekend project, and I made mine out of 1x4 pine and cedar pickets. To line the planters, I'm using these square 7-gallon fabric pots, these, and 13-inch heavy-duty drip trays. I found both of these on Amazon. They fit really well. You can see that. And once you fill the planter bag with dirt, it'll line the entire inside of the planter. I'm making a follow-up video on painting these with Benjamin Moore Command, which I haven't used before. So if you're interested in spraying Benjamin Moore Command, I hope you'll stay tuned for the finishing video. Now I'm going to get started on building the legs. So the legs are 2 inches wide, and I'll rip a 2-inch piece from this board, and then what's left over I'll rip the 1 1/4 inch, which those two will go together and form the leg. So the legs are supposed to be 16 inches tall, and I'm going to cut them at 16 1/8 just so I have a little bit of extra room. So we want these, the bottom of the planter to be 2 inches off the ground. So I'm going to cut 2-inch pieces out of this, glue them together, and that'll get glued into the bottom of each of the legs. So the last thing we have to cut for the legs is a spacer that goes between the bottom frame and the top frame, and those are 3/4 of an inch square by 11 inches long. So the really important thing to do is to get the bottom flush. You can't adjust that, and if this is off, that means that this, because it's kind of a shelf for the bottom frame piece, that will be off, and you can't really adjust that at this point. So as long as you line this up flush, everything will be fine. So the top and the bottom frame are made out of this 8-foot long 1x4. I'm going to rip it into 1 1/2 inch sections. Okay, so we need 4 that are going to be 15 inches and 6 that are 13 1/2. I'm just going to use some dowels to hold the frames together.
So now that the frame is done, I just need to cut rabbets on the bottom and the top for the side pieces to fit in. You can do these on a router, but I'm going to go ahead and do them on my table saw because I think it'll just be faster. It's handy to use the side panel as a reference for how high the table saw blade should be. And you want to make sure that it is just a hair higher than the width of the panel. This will allow the panel to sit at the right place in the rabbet. What you're looking for is something like that. Panels will sit right in the rabbet. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the frame together before I try and fit the side panels in. So now that our frame is put together, it's a good idea to test fit all the side panel pieces before you start to add glue. I'm using popsicle sticks on either side inside of the frame to gap these little side panels appropriately. Wood will expand this way. The idea is it's like a bunch of straws that fill up this way. It's not going to expand this way on the height. So what you don't want to do is come up with a super tight fit across the width of your frame, and as this wood expands,
it doesn't really have anywhere to go, and it's just going to push on your frame. So it's a good idea to give yourself at least a popsicle stick on either side. I've already gone ahead and test fit all of the other sides. And then in addition to fitting the side panel pieces in, I have these two pieces that hold them in place. And I've already cut these down using my miter saw and just snuck up on the exact fit that I wanted for those. So once you've got it all test fit, then you can go ahead and take it off and put the glue on. So our base is done, and now we just have to make the top. The top is going to be cut out of a 6-foot 1x4, and I'm going to cut these on 45s and put them together like this. So to add a little bit of support to the top, I'm going to go ahead and put some 3/8 inch dowels in each of the corners. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the tabletop up, and I'm just going to do 2 corners at a time. So these little blocks are 1 inch wide. If I line them on the edge of the tabletop, then I can just butt that up against the face of the leg and get my 1 inch overhang consistently around the whole perimeter. So I'm using these number 8 by 1.5 inch exterior wood screws, and I pre-drilled all of the holes with a 7/64 inch drill bit. Well, that'll wrap up building these planters. My next video will be painting them using Benjamin Moore Command. So if you're interested in spraying Benjamin Moore Command, I hope you'll check out that video. To get started on your own planter, grab a copy of my plans from Etsy and follow along with the video and the plans. And if you have any questions on the plans or run into any problems, you can message me on Etsy, leave a comment here on YouTube, or contact me via my website. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.